everyone, it's Mamie. I hope you are well. Today I have another Fredrik Backman book. My grandmother asked me to tell you she's sorry. Fredrik Backman is an awesome writer. I was just introduced to him earlier this year when I read A Man Called Uva, in which I loved. Gave that book 5 stars. I gave this book 4.5 stars. I really liked it. I thought it was just as good. Well, maybe not just as good. It was just slightly less good than A Man Called Uva. And only because I was confused in the very beginning, because it's very imaginative. If you like fantasy and sci-fi, you're going to love this, because this little girl, Elsa, and her grandmother tells her stories. You know, she makes up her own stories, and they have their own kingdoms and the names of the kingdoms. Miamis is one of the places that they talk about, and then there's 4 or 5 other kingdoms that they refer to, and each kingdom has a specialty to it. I don't want to give anything away because I want you to read it because it's so cute. Probably about 100 pages in is when I really started enjoying it, because at first I was like, what? You know, I wasn't expecting it to be like this. I was expecting it to be more like A Man Called Uva, and I shouldn't do that. I know that's wrong. But so I was a little confused in the very beginning, but once I hit about 100 pages, 90 pages or so, I really started loving it. So, and then I think I had a smile on my face the rest of the book, but it was so good. But it really did touch on some you know, heartfelt topics too, about relationships between mothers and daughters, and just the sacrifice that the grandmother did, you know, in her background, like her backstory. She was crazy. But let me just read you the very first paragraph of the back here. It says, Elsa is 7 years old and different. Her grandmother is 77 years old and crazy, as in standing on the balcony firing paintball guns at strangers crazy. She is also Elsa's best and only friend. At night, Elsa takes refuge in her grandmother's stories in the land of Almost Awake, in the kingdom of Miamis, where everybody is different and nobody needs to be normal. When Elsa's grandmother dies and leaves behind a series of letters apologizing to people she has wronged, Elsa's great adventure begins. Her grandmother's instructions lead her to an apartment building full of misfits, monsters, attack dogs, and old crones, but also to the truth about fairy tales and kingdoms and a grandmother like no other. So that pretty much sums it up better than I ever could. So I just think that it was it's such a cute story. I think I mentioned this in one of my other videos. I never had a grandmother, so I find these relationships very, you know, endearing, and I envy people that have grandmoms, you know, and have that bond of a grandmother, because I think it's very special. So I love this book. If you have read this book, or if you like Fredrik Backman, please leave me a comment below so we can chat about it. And I think that's it for now, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.